I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. As always, welcome by the one and only man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. It is future Jiu-Jitsu world champion, or Muay Thai champion. We'll see, Angel Ortega. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, boys. Jake Paul, Mike Perry did not go the way we had hoped. UFC Vegas 94 was an event that happened, allegedly. If the UFC event happens and nobody talks about it, did it really happen?
Wait, what did really happen? Wait, what really happened?
I said UFC Vegas 94 allegedly happened. If UFC event happens and nobody talks about it, did it really happen? UFC 3, UFC, it's like if a tree falls in the forest, you know what I mean? Nobody heard it. Did it really fall? UFC 304, an actual event happening with people in attendance with fights that people care about happening this weekend as well. Before we break into all the action,
You're telling me people care about Belal Muhammad?
Well, people care about Tom Aspinall. People care about Leon.
You think people care about Blaydes?
Paddy Pimblett's fighting. Some people care about him.
I saw someone post and they gave him like some major hate. Did you see that? He's been getting a little bit of hate.
Wait, who?
It's like God. It was such a weird comment. It's like, stop posting him. We don't like him anymore. And I was like,
what guy, Paddy?
Yeah, it's like a top comment on ESPN.
I believe that his hype train. We'll talk about that.
I mean, it's died off, but I like that comment was just making that comment was just insane. Stop posting him. We don't like him anymore. It's like. It was just a weird thing.
We'll see. We'll talk about it in a minute.
I thought it was a weird. It was just odd behavior to me.
I agree. Well, it's combat sports fans. Many of them are pretty fucking odd, but you know, we'll see. Before we break into the action, folks.
Yeah, dude, they watch UFC, bro.
Bro, you don't get it, bro. I train, bro.
Yeah, I do. I train UFC.
Get it, bro.
They're fucking idiots that still call MMA UFC.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, bro. I sparred at my buddy's house one time, bro.
Yeah, dude. Me and him rolled in his fucking basement, dude. And I caught him in a Peruvian necktie.
Bro, I actually trained with Chuck Liddell. Did you know that?
Yeah, I used to do these underground MMA fights.
Oh my god, I love those. So
there's always those, right?
When you see like the fake fighters, it's like, yeah, bro, I fought in an underground. Like the guy that Joe Rogan had that he knew that one time. Have you heard about this?
No.
So Joe Rogan knew this guy, and like they were like friend. He's like a friend of a friend, and like he was like, yeah, bro, I train MMA, and one time, I guess like Joe went and dropped them off at like a forest in like the 90s or some shit, like the 90s or 2000s. And this guy came back with a trophy like 2 days later. He's like, yeah, bro, we had a whole underground fight league and I won the tournament and everything. So he just lied about it. And then I guess it came out. I'm pretty sure the story ends. Joe knew this guy's a complete psychopath. He ended up killing somebody, I believe. I think that's how the story ends. This motherfucker was just crazy.
He was not Bangkok ready.
No, we got to find the original story.
Oh, you haven't heard the story of Bangkok ready?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, it's a whole GRE. I know exact details. You can look it up though.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
He was not Bangkok. It was, if I remember right, it was some. They were. He recently talked about it because they were training some guy who was primarily a grappler and then brought in a Muay Thai coach. And the guy's like, "Yeah, dude, your Muay Thai is so on point right now. You're about to knock this guy out." Guy was a big time grappler. It's actually a well known UFC guy. I don't know why he didn't say his name on this show.
It's Jake Shields.
But there's a video of him. There's an old video of him talking with Eddie Bravo because Eddie Bravo was helping in that camp as well. And he was and they were like, "Yeah, dude, he's Bangkok ready." Goes out there, gets knocked the fuck out. I think he's fighting Josh. I think it's someone Josh Thompson beat.
Josh Thompson beat.
Yeah. Like I can't remember, but you can look at it. Look up JRE Bangkok ready when you got time. Don't do it now. It's a long thing.
I'm gonna look it up on that tab though.
But yeah, dude, anyways, Bangkok ready. Speaking about fighters who are actually Bangkok ready, Leon Edwards.
Yeah. Anyways, man. Before we break into the action, Rogue Energy and ELYXR, rogueenergy.com. Code Soundoff, all caps, to check out for 10% off all your energy needs. Whether you're at the gym, at home, or working out, they'll get you to the finish line. ELYXR, man, I'm still playing NCAA football, baby. Still playing it. It's not as good as, obviously, now I've played a lot more of it. I've seen the issues, still a very good game, though. Enjoying some ELYXR.
Do you think it'd be saved?
Huh?
You think it'd be helped?
It could be saved. It could be helped. I still enjoy it more than Madden. There's still some
it's
crazy,
the first
crazy
one. Like
cheese
it can only get better from here, right?
Yeah, basically. That's my hope. But we'll see. Playing a lot of that though, and enjoying some ELYXR Delta 8s, and you guys can enjoy them as well. Code Soundoff, 10% off at checkout for them as well. It was a man who thought he was Bangkok ready was Mike Platinum Perry. stepping into the boxing ring, 0-1 as a professional boxer, but 5-0 in the bare knuckle boxing ring, facing Jake, the problem child, Paul, also known as El Gallo. I'm not going to call him that outside of saying that's a dumbass nickname.
The Rooster, bro.
Yeah, he should never have that ever again.
El Gallo.
El Gallo. Yeah, whatever, bro. Fought Mike. We're just supposed to be Mike Tyson. Ends up fighting Mike Perry. We weren't really sure what this was going to be. You and I said, like, maybe Mike Perry can make it a fight if he can get into the later rounds, has a good gas tank. Maybe he can withstand the shots, but it really just depends on how well he takes the power. Turns out, not very well. He got dropped, floored in round 1 within the first 2 minutes, got back up, continued to fight on. Round 2, same thing happened. I'll give credit to Mike. He did well in rounds 3 and 4. I think most people had him winning rounds 3 and 4, but then in round 5, he got hurt again and just was not able to come back. Ends up being floored in round 6. Tried to get up and fight on. The referee called it off. Jake Paul.
The problem child.
Yeah, man. What do you think?
I mean, this is what we expected, right? Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
He could have maybe ended it earlier, didn't. But, I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew Mike Perry wasn't a boxer. What do you mean Mike Perry isn't a boxer? He fights in PKFC, motherfucker.
I know. Yeah. Bare knuckle is so much different. People don't realize. But it's also different when you're fighting motherfuckers in your weight class, too.
Yep, that too.
And now, granted, Mike's fought some bigger guys like Luke Rockhold, but even then, it's like, dude, it's a different sport. You know?
Yeah.
You're able to make up that ground in bare knuckle, which is something he's really good at. He's not going to make up that ground in a boxing match coming in on short notice.
I mean, we'll play the Jake. I mean, there was nothing on the line. I think that's a big thing right now. Jake for a while, like, and I like, so this was a morning comment this morning. They kind of talked about it. Like, it felt like his whole fight career.
Yeah, his whole fighting career
had kind of progressed pretty, well. Like,
yeah.
He kind of had the right idea.
Up until Tommy Fury, I'd say.
Yeah. And even then, I don't even think it was bad even that moment.
Yeah.
Because it even hasn't even affected him.
But after that.
But I'm saying he went from boxing influencer to boxing a professional athlete, granted smaller, but a professional athlete. And then he went on to fight another influencer, but an influencer with experience and wins under his belt. And then I can't remember who was after Anderson Gibb. Do we have it pulled up there?
So he fought. So you messed up a little bit there. So he fought Deji, then he fought Gibb, back-to-back influencers. Then he fought Nate Robinson. Then he fought the worst striker in MMA history, Ben Askren.
But he was an MMA guy.
He
He's
was
a
an MMA fighter.
champion.
Exactly.
And then he fought former
UFC champion Tyron Woodley, who had
he had some power, but
he had some power. But I mean, fight 30 pounds lighter normally. It is
wrestler by trade.
Beat him. Fought Anderson Silva, greatest of all time, 49 years old.
Out of his, but just before that had put up a great performance
against Chavez Jr. and knocked out the ghost of Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz, I say the ghost.
You mean the former mayor of Huntington Beach?
You're right. Tito Ortiz, I said ghost. My bad, guys. He's actually still alive. He said he actually wants to outlive his kids. That's how long.
Crazy statement.
But up to that point, he fights Tommy Fury, he loses.
He's also dropped every opponent up until that point too.
Correct.
Including Tommy Fury,
who he dropped to the jab in the last round. And then after that, he kind of had two ways you can go, right? It's like, do I stay fighting kind of people around my size, my weight, my age, actual pro boxers, or do I fight MMA fighters? So then he beat Nate Diaz, who, we know there, former UFC guy, typically fights at 155, 170. Sure, they'll fight at
dog, great cardio.
Yeah, they'll fight at 200 pounds,
no,
but he did
not much power.
Went 10 rounds. Fought Andre August, 1 fight in 7 years. Fought Ryan Borland, 1 fight in 6 years. Knocked him both out.
Which is the kind of the guys you see when you're building up your career as a boxer coming
Cans,
up. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, they could beat my ass.
Journeyman's
better than
Journeyman's more proper term.
But point being, and then he fought Mike Perry, who MMA fighter, bare knuckle boxer, short notice,
younger.
But I think this was for a lot of people.
I think the issue with Jake's career now, or at least the Jake experiment or whatever, he needs to find direction again.
Yeah.
People are no longer people are invested, but they're upset with him. But at the same time, I'm also like, when are you guys gonna understand? Because I saw you tweet back to me and Anderson. I saw her tweet about it. They're like, I don't get why it's like this. It's like, Megan, I'm sorry, honey. I know you don't follow it like I do.
Yeah.
But she follows. And by the way, no disrespect to her.
She follows it, but
but not. I feel like but I mean, like, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I've been there since day one.
Exactly.
I know what his fucking plan is, and I really think Jake's plan in the end of all of this is still to just get like 1 or 2 big, like really big payday and dip out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's why he's always hunting for these big names. That's why he's asking for Conor.
Exactly.
He called out Peloton now, who's the most relevant MMA name right now. You know what I mean? He's taking on Mike Tyson, probably the most relevant name in boxing of all time. You know,
I've been very cautious of saying this, by the way, because I know how good Jake Paul is. Like, I've never really. I think I picked Ben Askren to beat him. It's just because I was like, I have no fucking idea. But I know I've picked him every time since then, except for Tommy Fury.
Mm-hmm. And even then, he almost got the nod on that one.
Which would have been horrific. He got easily outboxed 6 rounds out of 8. But you get my point here, dude. I think Peloton would beat the fucking piss out of Jake Paul.
You would think so. You would think so. I would think so.
I'd
probably pick Peloton to do that.
I would, dude. I mean,
not even probably. I would.
I mean, he's an actual bad motherfucker. No offense to these guys that Jake's beaten, because a lot of them are bad motherfuckers. But dude, I think even Jake would be surprised. Because he's never been hit by an actual cruiserweight, let alone a heavyweight, which is what Peloton.
Someone can leverage power like that.
Exactly. He was the heaviest hitter he fought. If you look at his career,
probably Woodley.
Yeah, but I mean, then he's got dangerous power for 170, and they fought at 200 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like
that's what I'm saying. It was probably.
So Woodley. I think.
Hey,
for Jake,
but Jake's stuff his opponent still today.
Hear me out.
Deji attitude.
Hey, Deji did win a round. He busted up the nose. You know, he did. Here's what I want to see. Okay, if there's one fight I want to see for Jake Paul, it's not Mike Tyson, it's not Alex Bahia, it's not Conor McGregor. I mean, fuck, dude. How much, dude? I felt inspired by watching Jake Paul's recent fight. I went up and beat up some 4th graders who were half my size. You know, I felt really. I was like, oh man, if Jake can beat up guys who weigh 60 pounds less than him, I can do that too. You know, 60 pounds exaggerating. You know, but you get my point. I mean, it'd be 60 pounds for the Conor fight if they fought. But hear me out. If Jake Paul wants to fight somebody, there's a man who's 0-2. He's a former UFC champion. He's a heavyweight. Francis Ngannou, come on down. Hey, if Jake wants to fight heavyweights.
See,
if he wants to fight heavyweights,
I
just saying.
I hear you, but you know something? I recently reinvented the Francis Ngannou timeline.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead.
He fights Wilder. He wins.
Okay.
He's back. Then he takes on Fury.
Okay.
Close, controversial. Riyadh gets it. And then bam, whoever's the champion at the time he gets. An official fight. I think that's how he rebuilds.
It's possible. Now
he'd have to win all those fights.
This is actually something I forgot to put in the section, but we're already on Ngannou, so we'll just say it real quickly. He's supposed to be fighting November 19th in Saudi Arabia against Henry Ferreira, which will kind of push back your timeline a little bit. But hey, let's say he does not go that route. Let's say he does not fight Wilder. I'm just saying, man, Jake Paul, you want to fight a heavyweight, brother? I got a 6'3" man out of Cameroon who weighs 260 for you. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It would add in because he's going to beat up a fucking, senior citizen in Mike Tyson. And Mike used to train for Big Fran. I'm just saying, man. It would make it work, Jokes aside, the most realistic fight next for Jake.
It's Nate.
You think Nate? Is that what you just said?
Nate or Jorge.
Yeah. So, on the prelims of this fight, we had Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. defeating Uriah Hall.
That or him.
I think the Mike Tyson fight genuinely may not happen. I just think, dude, Mike's 58 and had literally a medical emergency like a month ago. Like, what are we doing? Like, how shameless are you? So at that point,
Josh, you don't know. Mike was a dog back in the day.
And I'm like,
you must have never seen those fights.
No, I've seen those fights. He fought Larry Holmes in 1988. So, I mean, and I love Larry Legend, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, fuck. I love, dude, that shit cracks me up too, dude. I know more heavyweight boxing, just the history of it. I know more, than most fucking people that comment that shit on our comment section. It's like, dude, I'm not disrespecting Mike Tyson. I know Mike is a legend, but Mike literally gets half off at Golden Corral. Like, that's literally the way it works. Like, he's 58 fucking years old. He's not had a professional fight in 19 fucking years. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Shout out Brendan Schaub. So, anyways. Yeah, so realistically for me, I think we're going to get Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in November instead of Mike Tyson. I think they're going to sell it to Netflix. Be like, hey, this guy brings the Mexican audience. He's a son of a legend, former champion.
Dad will be in attendance.
Dad will be in attendance. I think WBA might even put a bullshit title on the line. I'm just saying.
That'd be the
guys.
fast track, right? That'd be the next move they want.
Yeah,
fast track.
I'm just saying. Like, I don't think he's going to fight Mike. I really think, dude, I don't even know how that would even. I mean, I understand Texas would let anything happen, but like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck? At this point, it's ridiculous. Any of the thoughts on this fight, man? I feel like I've said everything I want to get out.
I mean, it's what I expected. It's what people should have expected.
Yeah.
Not much to say there.
Yeah, but we even said on the show, we're like, all right, it's either going to be an early knockout for Jake, or it's probably going to be a late stoppage for Jake. I literally went back and listened to our clip. It's like, yep, almost ended up being the first one, ended up being the latter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, we'll see what happens. Yeah, whatever. There was another event that happened, though, on this same night, more like evening. I feel like this card wrapped up really early. I don't know how you felt.
It did. If I remember right, yeah, you're right. It did. It kind of flew away.
Yeah, you've seen.
Let's be honest though. Fights were bangers.
Yeah, actually, I didn't have any problems with this one. But at the UC Apex,
but the construction and the development and how these cards are set up, which we talk now week to week and week out.
And it's just kind of like a running joke. I really didn't hate this card. It's just a running joke at this point.
If anything, I had a fun time, dude. By the way, the number of almost submissions, I think me and Nate counted them. It was somewhere around 19 or 20 plus. Damn. Submission attempts that didn't go through.
It's a big night for subs, man. Including in the main event, Verna Jandiroba defeating Amanda Lemos by submission armbar 448 of the second
I'm proud
round.
of this one, by the way. Yeah,
me too. I thought this is a great call. Good win for Jandiroba, man. She said she wants a title shot.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, a 4-fight run.
I think so. Without Tatiana's, you know, Tatiana's
exactly.
situation.
If we know Tatiana, she says she's coming back, but she says she's coming back and then gets hurt again, and so on and so forth. If Tatiana can't go 4 fights in a row, 5 of her last 6, I got no beef with it. Some good names in there.
I haven't looked. Are the rankings updated? This is actually kind of. I know that this is gonna be the only division with movement in it, but
correct. So she's now ranked number 3. The only people in front of her, Yan Xiaonan and Tatiana Suarez.
Let's run it, baby.
Let's run it. I'm down for
December,
that, man.
Weili Zhang.
Man, I would love. And by the way, I would love to see Jandiroba 36 now. This is kind of her last shot to kind of, you know what I mean, getting up there in age. I would love to see her and Weili on the mat, dude. I think that'd be some really fun.
Red hot Weili right now.
I know, red hot Weili, red hot Verna Jandiroba. But I think Weili would probably keep that one on the feet. But same time though, I would love to see.
Granted though, some slick jits. You never know. Anybody can get caught.
I know. I'd love to see that fight though, man. Either honestly, Suarez or Weili is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing. I'm in agreement.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say something there. Good win for her. I don't have a lot of
original co-main falling out.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude. Yeah, so the original co-main event, which I can't even. Oh yeah, Brad Tavares, Park Jun-Yong. The fact that I couldn't remember just shows the state of these fucking Apex cards. But it was scrapped whenever Park he was not medically cleared after weighing in, so the fight was removed. In the end, man, the fucking mean machine, Steve Garcia,
finish streak, one of the longest in the UFC.
Might be one of the most dangerous men in the UFC. Period. Defeating Choi Sung Woo by first round knockout, man. He's found his home. He's messed with the weight classes a lot. 32 years old now. He's in his prime, bro.
I think he is deserving of either a guy just outside of the 15 or a 15 opponent.
Exactly. You look at the resume, man. 5 wins in his last 6, 4. And by the way, all those being finishes. The one loss was the Mahashate, who's a good guy in his own right.
2 in the first round.
Exactly.
2 in the second round.
Yes, sir. And beat the piss out of Chase, who
has fought twice per year. Hopefully we see him one more time this year.
Yes, sir. Love to see him back, man. I'm a big fan of Mean Machine, man. Love to see him pick up the win too. And like I said, he deserves a ranked guy. I don't, or maybe not even a ranked guy, but like just on the cusp of the rankings. At a certain point, it's like, damn, man. I mean, if you look at the rankings, King Green, which by the way, crazy that he actually legally changed his name. I mean, I don't, maybe RDA, but I feel like that's kind of a step up. That's
by the way, is he officially a featherweight or lightweight?
Lightweight, officially a lightweight. Moved up his last 3. He knocked out Chase Hooper and then moved up.
Maybe, I mean, I always mention him, Drew Dober. Potentially, obviously, that'd be a banger.
You know what I'd love to see? Steve Garcia.
Dan Hooker.
That's a good one. That's not even going to say, but I like that. I like that even more than my original idea. Steve Garcia, Terrence McKinney.
Ooh.
1 round of
someone's getting knocked out.
Chaos, brother. 1 round of fucking chaos.
I like that.
Both guys like right on the cusp of the rankings.
I want to push. I want to have someone that has some sort of level of relevance just on the outer end of 155 or just in the beginning of 155.
I agree.
We need some new faces, man.
I agree. And he's one of those guys that, like, man, I really didn't expect him to have this.
It's been a while since anybody broke in through 155. I mean, obviously Moicano, but he already had some relevance at 45.
Yeah, and
broke through at 55.
I mean, if you look at the rankings, dude, it's all old dogs.
Yeah, Gamron, obviously one of the
all
ones in
dogs.
recent years. Arman Saryukin, the only young lad.
Yeah,
really.
Dude, if you, I bet BSD too, but even then,
Jalen Turner on the lower end, but even then, it's like he's been there a few years now.
yeah,
No one has shined through, sadly.
It's kind of crazy when you look at it. It's like, man, Armand, obviously a young guy, but then there's Oliveira, Gagey, Poirier, Gamrot, a young guy, Chandler, Dariush, Fiziev, young guy, Holloway, Moicano, Hooker, BSD, young guy, Jalen Turner, young guy.
I mean, dude, the issue.
RDA,
I mean, we have RDA in the 155 rankings. I mean,
which just shows it all.
Bobby
right?
Green and RDA in the, like
Shows
no
it
disrespect to those guys.
Shows it all. I mean, no offense. To
Look
like,
at the records. Look at them in recent time. There has to be some young lad outside of
you know
155.
what? That young lad is Patty the Batty Pimp. He's gonna be fighting this way. No, anyways. So
We'll find out. We'll find out.
We'll
actually find out.
Yeah, we're gonna preview
Because
that
Patty
fight.
Pimblett will become a ranked 155er if he does be King Green.
King
But
Green.
we'll talk about that later.
We will in a few minutes. As far as the rest of the UC Vegas 94 card, man, Kurt Hollabaugh picking up a win. Good for him.
Pulling the good old Mark Coleman, having his children there.
Yeah, good for him,
You see
man.
the videos of his little kid doing jiu-jitsu?
I did, yeah.
Shit's adorable, bro.
Kurt Hollabaugh's a really likable guy, man. He's had a couple of UC stints now, and they've all never gone the way he wants, you know?
The following hurt me.
Dude.
Bruno Gustavo da Silva knocking out Cody Durden. Man,
Yeah.
I felt for Cody Durden in that
I felt for Cody Durden, but look, dude.
He's back.
Dude.
We talked to, dude, remember Josh when I sent you on Twitter, John Jones is back? I forgot who else I said was back.
Yeah.
I don't think I can say that on the show what I said. But Do Ho Choi is fucking back,
Dude.
baby.
Do Ho Choi, the Korean Superboy. Can you believe that it's been 8 years since he won a fight? Is that like insane?
That is insane.
Like, granted, he didn't lose his last fight.
Wait.
It was a draw.
So that would mean the last time you went on a fight, you were 17 or 16?
Yes.
Somewhere.
So I'm 23 now. What's the math on that? Fucking. I would have been 15.
Holy shit. Even younger than what I thought.
Yeah, I would have been 15. He knocked out Thiago Tavares. That was the week of UFC 200, and there was a fight night on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, from what I remember. And he knocked out.
Dude, when are we gonna get one of those midweek fucking cards again, dude?
I miss him, bro. I miss him.
It was kind of a fun thing, especially, dude. I ain't gonna lie. With some of these weaker cards, I could get
Yeah, fucking who cares? Just throw an Apex, dude. Nobody gives a fuck about the Apex events anyway. Just throw one on like a Thursday night, make me happy.
right.
know?
Just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And give me follow it up with another one on Saturday. Those were some fun weeks.
I agree with you, but man, Do Ho Choi has not won since a knockout win over Thiago Tavares back in July of 2016. He had the Fight of the Year Hall of Fame fight against Cub Swanson, my personal favorite fight of all time. Jeremy Stevens was a war, fight of the night, lost by knockout. Charles Jourdain, fight of the night, war, got knocked out. He had a draw against Kyle Nelson last February. And facing Bill Alguillo, I really thought Bill Alguillo, the cardio, the amount that he throws, how tough he is, I thought it was going to be a rough night for him. Ends up what seems to be breaking his orbital.
I was saying, do we know what happened? Because he just crumbled. And
He
I
has
felt
not
for him.
confirmed it, but it looked like a broken orbital.
That's what I said the night of.
Yeah, and then I just crumbled, man. Do Ho Choi with Korean Zombie in the corner. He had a really emotional speech. And afterwards, he was like, I heard all the people who said I was done. And I started to doubt myself as well. I didn't know if I could do this anymore. And after tonight, I know I still can. And I'm like,
Dude, TKZ in the corner too, by the way.
he's my boy, dude. You know how like you have like your boys that you watch? You're like, man, like Ngannou's your fucking boy. You know what I mean? Like you have guys like that, and I have guys like that. Dude, Do Ho Choi never stopped being my fucking boy, bro. Let's go. We're back, bro. We're back.
I'm probably like the one Carlston Harris supporter out there, dude.
Carlston Harris, he's still your boy.
Yeah, of course. And that's still my boy.
Exactly. So, as far as the rest of the card, Hyder Emil picking up a knockout win on the main card
With
opener.
20 or 30 punch combination.
Yeah, which was, dude, you know how that shit is unreal when the UC Apex actually makes noise.
That shit went viral.
Yeah, exactly. Cody Gibson defeating Brian Kelleher. Sucks for Bam Bam.
Scroll it down for me a little bit.
No, not Bam Bam. You know what I'm saying? Brian Boom Kelleher.
Mhm.
Miranda Maverick defeating Dione Barboza. Not a surprise there for me. Trey Ogden defeating ELYXR, who made some headlines during fight week because he said that anytime women fight, he goes to the bathroom. And then somebody asked Verna Jandiroba afterwards.
MMA fans be like, based.
I know. And somebody asked Verna Jandiroba afterwards. They're like, so what do you think about him saying that? She's like, well, I think he needs a therapist. That's not my problem. And I'm like, damn, dude, pretty based. Like, I love Jandiroba. You know. Right. Nuna Carolina picking up a win. And shout out Mo Usman, second loss in a row. I don't think this is it for his UFC run, but it's definitely going to be it for the moment as far as any talk of contendership, facing any high-level guy. I mean, I don't know if he's even going to fight next, but we'll see. Good win for Thomas Peterson, though. But look, Angel, any closing thoughts on this one before we move on to the biggest fight card of the week?
No, I mean, I think we talked about this one extensively. We were like, hey, it's weak on names, but the fucking fighters you got on there will come out and show out and give us finishes. Yeah. What was there, like 7 finishes?
Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of finishes. So shout out to them. Shout out to those fighters putting on a good show. Everybody has to start somewhere. Yeah. You know, fighters. You know, stars aren't just, you know, they don't just appear in the UFC. Exactly. They're developed, they're made, and you come up and you make yourself one. So I think for me, that's why even doing like me and Josh complain about the Apex cards, but not in the sense of like
the fighters themselves,
not because of the fighters themselves, but in the sense of like the significance, the construction of the cards, the who should and shouldn't be the main event, you know?
Yeah.
I think those things do matter and they're important to us and to the public. But we're fucking back, baby. It's UFC 304 in Manchester, right?
In Manchester. It's going down this Saturday night from the Co-op Live Arena, Manchester, in the main event, which will be going down 5 a.m. local time. Leon Edwards, Rocky, taking on Belal Muhammad. It's been 8 months since he handed Colby Covington a dominant loss in front of his boy.
Boom, headshot.
Big Daddy Trump. He dominated him.
Donnie in the crowd.
Donnie front row. End up leaving during the 5th round.
By the way, are you excited for Donnie's next appearance at a UFC event, the pop he's going to get?
Oh, man. You know, I'm as excited for that as I am a gunshot to the face. So we have... fuck, I wasn't even meant to be like a joke about what just happened. That was just genuinely like, actually, I can't stand it, bro.
We called him Donnie. I don't think the algorithm will pick that up.
I like to watch fighting. I don't care about propaganda. Even Trump's team were like, he's only there for publicity reasons. Like, they literally, it's a part of his campaign strategy to get Gen Zers to vote for him.
I don't know if we should talk about this on air or not because I don't know all the legal terms.
Go ahead.
Or legality.
I'll try and walk it.
But at Morning Combat guys talked about it, how if you know all this stuff's going down still with the UFC and the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And how this could potentially go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, correct.
And if Donnie becomes president.
Not even if Donnie becomes president.
He could play a factor into all of that.
Well, for one, if Donnie becomes president, it's over. It's over as far as that goes. Because here's the thing, right? And I really don't want to. I'm gonna try and carefully walk.
Have you written about this? Have you talked about this at all?
No, I have not. But here's the reality, dude. The president, if Donnie wins, and I'm saying Donnie to avoid any sort of censors, if Donnie wins, it's kind of game set match on most labor things in the United States. I don't like a lot of what the current guy is doing. I've been very vocal about that in my personal life. Same time, his NLRB and some of the labor and union efforts have been major. And if the other guy wins, Donnie wins, all that shit is going away. The Supreme Court, if that UFC thing makes it all the way to the Supreme Court, it's game set match anyway, because the Supreme Court is bought out by billionaires who pay right-wing members of the court to do whatever the fuck they want. There was no precedent for overturning Roe v. Wade. They did it anyway. You know what I mean? And if you're the ones in charge, if you're the Supreme Court and there's no way to get rid of you, and there's also no laws to say that you can't take money and be bribed because they've made bribery illegal. Not bribery illegal. They made bribery legal. Like, there's nothing you can do. So, it's kind of game set match if it goes to the Supreme Court. If Don wins, it's over for that way, too. It's kind of a shitty time to be in America right now. I'll put it like that. Especially if you're somebody who's an active worker. If you're, it is what it is. If you're not making 9 figures, I don't know why you wouldn't vote for Donnie.
I know it's a little off topic, but did you see those uncontacted people in Peru that they found?
No. There's a tribe?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
They found them, and they were like, and the comments were like, man, don't fuck with them. They don't got to worry about taxes.
Yeah, dude.
Or
literally.
their internet being out. or this, and that, or eating shitty food that's unhealthy for you and heart problems. You know, they were going on like
It goes both ways too. But yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah.
There was the North Sentinel Island, I think, which is they were like the most famous uncontacted
See, the crazy
tribe.
thing is, though, this is fucking Peru, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't like some little island that was just off to the
Yeah.
side that people hadn't gone to.
So this was like I said, it's the North called.
It's
like
all
the
good though.
North-
I'm sure they'll have some missionary go up there and get fucking obliterated.
This is why I was bringing this up to you. So there's the North Sentinel Island, which I think is off the coast of.
I know they took that motherfucker
Yeah.
and killed him.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that fucking Christian missionary.
Yeah, that's what's
who-
gonna probably happen.
He went up there. They tried to shoot at him, and like he had like a diary. They found his diary after he died. He's like, yeah, they shot at me today. Going back again tomorrow, and it's like, what
with
the
arrows,
fuck?
bro. They really went Powhatan style, bro. No, like real life Powhatan shit.
Yeah, bro. They killed the shit out of that guy. I don't know why you would ever do that, but look, man, not everybody can be as like, you know what? Not everybody could be as successful in dealing with tribes and dealing with other countries as America, you know? So
Yeah, dude. Just
yeah,
put them on reservations, right?
I know, right? It's fine. Yeah, who gives a shit? Hey, man, I could say it. I'm a 6 Cherokee Angel, so. Anyways, bro. For the record, I'm being completely joking, and anything I said for the last 5 minutes has all been a joke.
And it's also
reasons.
AI.
It's all AI. Actually, I did not say that. It's the woke media who's coming after me. It's the woke left. Okay, don't you understand that? It's the transgenders who are coming after me.
Regardless, Josh. UFC 304 main event Leon Edwards.
UFC 304 main event Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad. Look, man, these guys fought back in I think July 2021. Fight was not going Belal's way. Largely getting dominated on the feet, got knocked down.
That fight almost blinded Belal Muhammad too.
Correct.
For people who don't know.
In the second round, though, early in the second round, Leon Edwards giving him the old John Jones. Although, to be fair, this one didn't look intentional, and I don't know why you would eye poke him when he was already dominating the fight. But you get what I'm saying here. Give him the old John Jones. Nearly blinded Belal. No contest. 3 years later, they went from an empty UC Apex to main event of a card in Manchester for UC welterweight gold. Belal Muhammad, long in the making, I believe. Both these guys are riding like insane win streaks. If you look up,
I think Belal either set a record or is on the verge of setting a record.
yeah, Belal currently riding a 9-fight unbeaten streak, I believe. You have Leon, who is currently riding a 13-fight unbeaten streak, a combined 22. These guys have not lost their combined last 22 fights. If their names were different from Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad, a lot of people will be hyping this fight up. I'm honestly excited for it. I'm excited to see how it's gonna go. Who do you got, man?
I got Leon Edwards, man. I feel like he's still leveled up. He's improved his wrestling even more. I know Belal Muhammad has also, gotten better working with the Habib guys.
Yeah.
The Dagestanis, they've also made him better, improved aspects of his training. The guy's got a really good mindset right now. I gotta say, man, like Belal Muhammad as a person, great guy. Like,
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I don't get why people, and even as a fighter, like I feel like,
And he's one of the first guys that I remember, like on an undercard. Like I bring it up every time.
Yeah, look at
Alan Joban.
Oh, not.
I remember. Yeah, even farther back than that.
Yeah, my bad.
Alan Joban
UFC
debuted.
205. Is that the one?
I can't even remember. But he debuted against Alan
Okay.
Joban, lost that one, fell short. But he's stuck in my head for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then look at where we're at now. The record he has, where it's taken a long time, but he's finally got the opportunity. Is he willing to see? The thing is, though, Josh, no matter what happens, I want Belal Muhammad the whole time, though, to have that mindset of like not giving up. Because there is no fucking way that he won that many fights in a row, got fucked out of opportunities, and then he goes in there and doesn't give it his fucking all.
Mhm.
If I don't see Belal Muhammad going hard every single round, he could be down 4 on the cards, have nothing left in the tank. Like, I want to see Belal Muhammad in this fight, no matter what. I think what a victory will be to me, even if he does lose, is him going out on his fucking shield.
Dude, I think that's a great way to put that. Belal Muhammad never got the opportunities, man. Even you go back a year. Why is this fight happening?
Our
now?
era's John Finch. We
Yeah.
gotta say it.
Kind of.
Who else would you say was that?
Because John Fitch never got a standing TKO win. He never knocked. I mean, he knocked out Sean Brady.
You're not wrong, but regardless,
But I
he
didn't
had
know-
the win.
I know.
He had the
I don't know
wins.
what. But if you talk about it from that aspect, I would say yeah, like definitely.
That's what I'm saying. He's the equivalent of that in our era.
Yeah. thing is, man, Belal, man, I really think he's improved a whole lot. I like the guy personally. He's gotten fucked out of opportunities. And I've said this on the show. I'm very biased towards guys who have to go the extra mile. I feel like in my life, I've had to work my ass off just to get with what I need and to get what I have to survive. I appreciate guys who do that in the UFC. Guys who aren't just handed opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I root for guys like Belal Muhammad because they work their ass off. They don't complain and they do what they have to do. Why is this fight happening now? Because he had a title eliminator with Gilbert Burns. He beat him, and the UFC went, you know what? I wasn't that impressed. We're gonna give Colby the title shot instead, and that's why this fight we had. Point being though, man, would I like to see Belal Muhammad win? Yeah, just not at the expense of Leon Edwards. I think Leon's gonna go out there and put on a great performance. It's tough, man. You saw that first fight, Leon. It's rare when Leon has no respect for the power coming back against him. He had no respect for Belal. He walked him down for the whole time, dropped him, dominated him on feet. It's only one round from 3 years ago, but I think Leon's gotten even better in that time. And I think Belal has too, but I don't think he's going to be able to make up that. He's also
the younger guy.
Yeah, I also don't think he's going to make up that ground.
Leon's 33, and I believe Belal's 35.
Correct.
36 now. Never
36. Turned 36 earlier this month.
Leon 32.
Yeah. There's an age gap. Leon's a taller guy, longer reach, better
fight at
striker.
range. Yeah,
I mean, and
can grapple.
He's coming off back to back.
Took Kamaru down. Took Kamaru's back.
People forget that shit. And when they were dry too, it was round one. No excuse. Yeah, man. And the reality is, people forget this motherfucker's had 3 straight back to back camps of training for a wrestler. He had trained for Colby Covington. He had to train for Kamaru twice. He didn't beat him all 3 times. So, Belal Muhammad, I get his strategy.
He's gonna have to show some serious level up. That's what I'm telling you.
I think he could do it.
That's why I want to see him go out on that fucking shield, dude.
And I could
no matter what, I want 110%. I want him to give it him all. If I do not see that extra bit, and I haven't seen a lot of guys have that in recent time, that fucking extra factor,
Yeah.
Fucking stamp it out,
And look, I would love to see Belal put on a great performance and have if he goes out on a shield, that's all I want. That's what I want.
That's what I'm saying. 100 maximum effort.
Because this guy, man, he worked his ass off. Chicago's finest. I'm happy for him. He's finally getting this opportunity.
From Chirac, baby. Chirac.
Is his family from Iraq? I thought his family.
No, he's not from. No,
he's Palestinian.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Which
they call it Chicago Chirac. That's what I mean.
Oh,
let me clarify. Let me clarify for the people who are not educated.
Okay, I was like, are you?
You didn't know what? You didn't know that's what when rappers said Chirac, that's what they meant?
No, never really thought about it. I mean, I guess the joke.
You got really scared there for a second.
No, I was like, fuck, dude, is he not Palestinian? I thought he was Palestinian. I thought you were just making a joke about fucking him.
No.
Okay, well,
I'm not making a joke about him being brown. No. I just had to. I just need to say it. I'm sorry.
All right, fair enough. We're safe. All right. Look, man. Co-main event.
But shout out Chirac though.
Shout out Chirac. Shout out Chicago. Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
Shout out Chi-Town, man.
Kanye.
All right, so we got Tom.
Dude, he has to walk out to some Chicago rapper, right? It's kind of an L if he doesn't.
I don't think he's ever. I don't even.
I'm sure he's gonna come out.
Could you imagine if he wins this fight and then he fights because they go to Chicago all the time? He fights in Chicago, comes out to what's that song? Coming Home by Kanye. Dude, would that not be the hardest shit?
I can't lie. Yeah.
Do you think about me now and then? You know what I'm saying?
Fucking guy.
Because I'm coming home again. All right. So, anyways, we got the co-main event. Tom Aspinall defending the interim gold because John Jones is. That's not good to that. Tom Aspinall defending the interim gold. He won last November over Sergey Pavlovich, facing Curtis Blaydes, the only man in the UFC to hand him a loss. Granted, caveat: the size of fucking Maine. He tore his shit 13 seconds into their fight.
Homie said caveat: the size of fucking Maine.
It's true. There's an asterisk, major asterisk on that. But technically, Curtis Blaydes did beat him. Technically. So. Look, man, we know Curtis Blaydes coming off a win over Jailton Almeida, UFC 299 in March. Very interesting fight, man. Very interesting fight. Tom Aspinall, nearly a 4-1 favorite. That's insane to me. Curtis Blaydes.
Curtis, the dark horse of the heavyweight division. I'd say the biggest dark horse of the heavyweight
for
division.
a long time, too. And
still now. One of the hardest matchups.
I agree. And the thing is, man, we've never seen Tom tested in the way of his wrestling as somebody coming forward. Now, we've seen him use wrestling against Volkov, Arlovsky, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we've never seen somebody coming forward, D1 All-American, trying to take him down. How do you expect Tom Aspinall will handle that, and who do you got in this one?
I expect victory in Manchester.
Victory in Manchester for the Manchester boy.
I think he keeps it on the feet. I don't think he'll get taken down. I think he'll show great takedown defense. And I think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to knock out Curtis Blaydes on the feet.
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with you. If you look at Tom Aspinall, people have tried to take him down. We've really had success. In fact, if you look at it, least bottom position time in UFC history for his fights, 1 second. He's been on his back.
Let's say it ever since Tom has kind of come in and built up success, he's kind of looked like him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, let's fucking say it, Josh. And I think that night at UFC 295, his kind of victory did and didn't get overshadowed.
Yeah.
Can we be honest about that?
Yeah.
I think it did in a way. Just because that was the Yuri and Poatan fight, right?
Correct.
They had a lot of aura that night, People are like, yeah, aura, bullshit, whatever. No, they did. They had a lot.
There
was a lot of hype that night. The energy between those guys was insane. But I feel like for some reason, looking back at it now in hindsight, I feel like to an extent the Pavlovich win. To be honest, that fucking victory over Pavlovich was really him fucking moment.
It really was.
Short notice, showed up, fighting a monster. We picked against Aspinall on this fucking show.
We did. Because we thought he would not be able to take the power. You know what he did? Dude, Pavlovich landed a bomb 30 seconds in. Tom did not give a fuck. Just kept on walking through.
His hands were just too quick.
His hands were too quick. The boxing's there. The grappling's there.
He's got the full package.
Stoppage wins in all of his UFC fights.
Multiple performances tonight for a heavyweight.
I gotta go Tom Aspinall. He is him. He is him. I could be wrong here, and I think Curtis Blaydes could. I think he's going to give it a good effort. I think the first 2 rounds probably, maybe even the first round, he'll take him down. Maybe he'll have some success. Curtis Early generally wins his fights, man. Curtis Early is a monster to deal with. He's just such a big guy. Great grappling. His striking is improved.
He's got to be a closer. He has to close it.
Exactly. He could not close it out.
He has to close his fights.
There's multiple fights where he just can't close it out, or he leaves himself too wide open. Derek Lewis dropped him. Volkov came back and nearly beat him after being down like 30-26 for the first 3 rounds in their main event. We'll see what he can do for 5 rounds, but I think Tom Aspinall's going to get the win.
That's a big thing. Win early, close out the fight.
I agree. This fight, man, I'm very, very intrigued in this one, man. Very intrigued.
Patty the Batty.
Taking on King Green. No, folks.
Shout out LA.
I did not leave it out. His name is King Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Formerly known as Bobby Green, for those who don't know.
Correct. Now King Green. Taking on Patty the Batty. King Green, we know the story here. Last defeated, shout out our boy Jim Miller, UFC 300. Man, there were so many opportunities for him to win that fight. Just couldn't come through. In the end, King Green defeated Jim Miller by unanimous decision. Kept his ranking at lightweight. Taking on Patty the Batty, who undefeated since joining the UFC. I believe he's won 5 in a row. Last defeated Tony Ferguson in December, UFC 296. Just beat the corpse of him. Yeah, 5 wins. And he's had a couple. He had a controversial win with Jared Gordon in there. But look, man, looking to get the momentum back. 29 years old. I've always viewed 29
coming back from an injury. We also need to say that. I feel like that hasn't been talked about enough either.
Yeah, he got very hurt after the Jared Gordon fight. I believe
he doesn't have plot armor. He's gonna be rocking the orange Sakuraba themed shorts. I mean, that's already like a 50% boost,
hey, man,
which is terrifying. So I'll cancel out the injury. But
he's thinking about what would Sakuraba do. And that's exactly what he's. Look, man, I'm very intrigued by this one. I really, this is a fight where it's like a 50-50. If you look at the betting odds, literally 50-50. It's like even. I have no idea. I've been torn about it all week. Who do you got, man?
I'm taking the hype trend, so I'm taking Patty. My keys to victory for Patty are use your striking to set up your takedowns and work the ground. Yeah. Do not get into striking matches. Bobby Green, formerly known as Bobby Green, now King Green, because he's just so unorthodox. He's not gonna find a lot of guys who can prepare him for Bobby's style. And on top of that, just don't fight Bobby. Yeah. Don't engage Bobby at all. Yeah. Don't try to box Bobby. It's not gonna work out. Take this fight to the ground, submit this motherfucker. Yeah. You're not gonna. I think Patty's biggest mistake would be to think he could take on Bobby Green on the feet.
I agree with you, and I think if he does, what's funny is I really don't think he's going to. I don't even think that's even a thought in his mind. During fight week, he's been like the exact opposite. He's been like, what's Bobby? You think you're a really tough striker? Why don't you go ahead and meet me down on the ground, huh? Like just like if you're a real fighter, just that's more.
Also, I'm curious to see how Patty is because it's been so long. Like how is it gonna look?
7 months. He's one fight in the last I think 19 months, which is crazy. Yeah, you're talking about a hype train that's been cooled off,
And look, and even in that Tony fight, like a lot of people gave that fight a lot of hate. He showed some improvements on the feet. He landed some pretty sick combinations.
Yeah. And some guys have gotten dropped by Tony, even the corpse of Tony. Michael Chandler did. But funny enough, King Green got dropped by the corpse of Tony, and he took him down. It was an all-around good win for Patty to end the layoff and all that shit. I didn't have any issue with that.
He has to be a wet blanket in this fight, in my opinion.
Correct. I'm going to take Paddy Pimblett, too. I really think he needs to stick to him like glue.
I think it could be either decision, heavy grappling, potentially boring, but some exciting moments on the Bobby Green end, like, getting through, landing some shots on Patty, kind of stumbling him a little bit.
I mean, Patty has an insane shot.
I think the most W moment for Patty could be a early ass submission, first round, get Bobby down, submit that motherfucker.
Exactly. By the way,
I think the hype train's back like that, at least in Manchester. I don't know for the global public.
In case you guys are curious, King Green has not been submitted. Now, granted, he's had guys take him down and stuff like that, but he's not been submitted since 2009. Makhachev took him down, finished him from top with strikes. He did not.
What a monster!
I know, he did not submit him. Still beat him by taking the fight to the ground. I think Paddy Pimblett, man, just stay on this guy like glue, bro. If you try to strike with him, it's gonna be bad news. Now, granted, I think he could probably take the strikes, and we've seen King Green. His chin is starting to go. I feel like we started to see that.
That is another
thing.
He's been
finished multiple times in his last few fights. Jim Miller rocked him twice. Even like when Jim Miller was fucking hurt bad, there were a couple times where he would land like a clean shot and King, he's like, all right, shit, I gotta back up. Patty could maybe find something on the feet. I don't think he would though. So stick on.
I think that'd be the most surprising result. Patty Pimblett knockout.
I agree with you. Stick on this guy like glue, and maybe even make it a boring fight. Because you gotta do what you gotta do here, man. You're fighting in Manchester. You need to win bad.
It's a ranked guy. You'll be number 15 after this. Every opponent from here on out will be the hardest and toughest fight of your career.
Exactly. And I've always said this, 28, 29, those are the make or break years. If you're going into your prime, what you do at age 28, 29, if you're not already there, will determine your career. He turns 30 in 5 months. So, Patty,
time is now.
Time is now, buddy. Let's go. This one's kind of a weird one to have on the main card, but I do kind of get it. CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan. The notorious CLD. Very fun guy on the feet. He's maybe not. I mean, he's had some ups and downs. Taking on Gregory Rodriguez. Man.
RoboCop.
Who, he's got the jits. He's got the striking. This guy's fucking terrifying, man. I last knocked out Brad Tavares in February. Very interesting fight, man. Both these guys kind of viewed as middleweight prospects. Who do you got here?
I'm going to toss up, man, because I could see both guys winning. I'm going to change from what I was originally. I think CLD might be a more... Fuck.
It's tough, right? It's a really tough one.
Because Gregory has moments of, like, where I've seen, like, okay, you have the kind of full package. You have power. You can strike. You can kind of wrestle. You can... Pretty decent chin. Tough. Doesn't give up. But at the same time, I feel like CLD, even though we haven't gotten a lot in this UFC run, I feel like his potential is still very high even for this division.
Agree with you.
I might shoot myself in the foot on this one, but I'm gonna go Gregory Rodriguez.
Yeah, RoboCop. It's a really tough one because I think stylistically CLD has a style to beat him, and I think his striking is very impressive, so on and so forth. But RoboCop has the bigger wins. He has the bigger moments that I feel like he has enough power to stop him too. But you know what? If you're taking RoboCop, I'll split it. I'm gonna take CLD. Why not? I think it's a very fun fight. I can see either guy winning. I don't know. I'm just a believer in more of a CLD. He's got the length. He's got the reach.
Are we on the pretty much the same page so far? This is the first one we split on?
Correct. I believe so.
Dope.
All right, this one we may need split on though. We'll see. Arnold Allen.
I don't think so
either. Arnold Allen.
I was like, why the fuck would you say that?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's been like 3 years since Giga fought almost.
We'll get the fact check.
We'll get a fact check.
Chikadze, 35
2 and a half.
35 years old. Last competed August 2023. Prior to that, he had taken almost 2 years off after his loss to Calvin Kattar.
Because I know it was quite a while though.
Yeah, taking on Arnold Allen, ranked featherweight, UK's finest. Struggled a little bit in his recent outings.
I think he's just fallen short.
Lost 2 in a row. Max Holloway, close fight. We saw that. We're there for that one. And Mozart Iloev, who some people actually thought he beat, from what I remember, the MMA decisions of that one. Who do you got here?
There were some fouls in that fight too, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I got Arnold Allen. I think he's a more complete fighter. Giga, I will say though, for the whole time that they are on the feet, Giga is extremely dangerous. We know that body kick. I'm sure he'll be able to deal with that and defend it well. But nevertheless, the threat is still there and it's still posing.
Yeah, man.
I gotta give him for Mighty Arnold.
I gotta give it up for Mighty Arnold too, man. I think he's gonna go ahead and get the win here. Yeah, I mean, I just think on the feet,
I want to finish though. He has to get a finish.
I think he actually might finish. I don't know. Giga's a tough guy, but we'll see. I think Giga, the long layoff. I wasn't even impressed by Caceres win. 35 years old now.
Yeah, also Caceres, also older, but trying to rise, has his own struggles.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe a younger, higher prospect, a good cat would have taken care of business there.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to go ahead and move to the prelims. Which fights do you want to talk about from the prelims?
For me, dude, I mean, a guy who's been around forever and in the sport for quite a while now is Nathaniel Wood and Daniel Pineda. Great fight. Daniel Pineda down to bang. Nathaniel Wood, I mean, out of England. For me, I think when it comes to all the guys from England and all the kind of prospects you've had, Nathaniel Wood's kind of the one that I've hoped to rise through and break through. Hopefully now here at featherweight, because I believe he was fighting at bantamweight before. I think bantamweight was just not a good idea. So I think, and you've noticed now that he's made this move up to featherweight, that he's found some relative success in the 45 division. And ideally with time, he's able to maintain his success because he's deserving of being in the rankings. Nevertheless, though, now I'm not as I'm excited for Nathaniel Wood, but not as excited for the bantamweight card or bantamweight fight on the prelims. Josh, Jake Hadley versus Cal Largan, the Irishman versus the Englishman. A nice little fight. Little UK combat here going down, man, between these two. Almost was like a Cage Warriors fight, like a fight that could have been a Cage Warriors main event. But going down the UFC at bantamweight, not flyweight with Jake Hadley, his traditional home, coming in on short notice, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Cal Longren, I think he was originally supposed to fight someone else, a relatively relevant name.
Yeah.
Josh's cat just now coming out of the
literally
room.
just now coming out of the room. So
Theo stretching out.
Let's hope he does not make some noise. If not, you guys will hear him. Look, man. Yeah, I mean, there's some good fights to like here on the prelims. Obviously, you hyped up a few of those. I gotta say, man, Muhammad Mokaev and Manel Cape on the early prelims is insane.
Go down a little bit just so I can see.
Oh yeah, for sure. My bad. So on the early prelims is insane to me. I mean, look, I understand they don't like Mokaev as much, but look, man. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, I get why they have this fight here. I mean, Manel Cape might miss weight and the fight may not happen. Mokaev, maybe the fight will be boring, but look, man, disappointing to see.
No, these guys got serious beef.
They do.
They're gonna fight.
I think it will be fun. I'm just saying I see the UFC's perspective on it.
I feel like they should have been on the main card.
I agree with you. Sam Patterson, Kiefer Crosby's a Bellator fight. Mick Parkin, Lucas Brzeski. Mick Parkin, I like him.
Parkin. Kind of the other hope in the UK as far as heavyweight prospect.
Yeah. Shauna Bannon taking on ELYXR Ardeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shauna's first time out in the UFC her first fight, I guess her debut, didn't go as expected. She kind of wanted more out of herself, but she's so young.
And I've heard people shit on our girl Alice Arledine. She's an OnlyFans girl. That's why. Okay.
For OnlyFans turned fighter or fighter turned OnlyFans?
I believe it's fighter turned OnlyFans, but she was not that noteworthy. And then she started OnlyFans, got a lot of popularity. She has won 6 in a row, though. Oh, shit. She lost to Wei Li Zhang back in 2016. That's kind of crazy.
That was probably like right before Wei Li came to the UFC.
Yeah. Well, let's hope our girl Alice coming in here on short notice. Maybe she'll do something, man. But that's it for the UFC 304 preview. That's every fight, my man. So there's no Bellator this week, I don't think, right?
No, I think there's like PFL maybe, but it's in the Middle East. I could be wrong.
Yeah, and their Middle East cards are.
And they need time. I think they just need time. If I'm being honest, they need time. They need to develop the region.
Don Davis needs to figure out what the fuck he's doing too. No offense to the dude. I see some like, dude. Oh my god.
I think their European division, as far as like their MENA and I think Africa will actually end up doing very great.
Dude, it's crazy to me that like the PFL, I think they're doing everything right except for North America. Like I think the Europe, you see how well Duan Bay, and they're packing all those shows.
But you mean not PFL NA, but like just PFL?
PFL in general.
The main brand.
Yeah, they don't call it North America. It's just called PFL here. But like, I think they're Africa, dude. That could be huge. Africa's such an untapped market for MMA.
Yeah.
The UFC never goes there. They have the Middle East.
Some untapped talent in there too.
A lot of untapped talent. The PFL, the way they may exist in the years to come, may be like a funneling like division. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
But we'll see. We'll see.
It could turn into that.
Correct. And maybe that's something that the MMA needs, man. But yeah, I mean, I'll be. They also came out and named Ngannou officially the president and the leader of their PFL Africa division. I'm like, that's fucking, dude, that's sick.
It was cool.
That's very cool, bro. I'm very curious to see how that works out. I'm definitely gonna watch that. I mean, I've seen a couple of their Middle East shows too. You can definitely the talent level is just not there.
Not yet.
But
Not yet.
it's cool that they're doing it. You know what I mean? Anyways, man, this is actually a subject you wanted to pitch. How about it, man? Alex Pereira rival. Our boy Artem Vaktikov, I believe is how you pronounce his name, out of Russia. 2-1 as an MMA fighter.
His one loss is by injury. Let's clarify that.
Let's clarify that as well. And he won a fight, I believe. His 2 fights, he's won them both recently. Yeah, January and February, both by knockout. But however,
a month apart, by the way.
Correct. He's known for his kickboxing career, where he's a former Glory champion who defeated Alex Pereira, lost him in the first fight by split decision, defeated him in the rematch. And that was Alex Pereira's final fight before heading to the UFC. Angel, this guy's going to be fighting on the Dana White Contender Series October 8th against Islam Masfarov. And
I actually haven't looked at his opponent, so we'll give a live reaction.
We'll get a live reaction. 3-0 out of France.
Hey, that's fair.
That's totally fair.
No age.
3-0. A former PFL Europe guy, actually. Won a fight by head kick.
2
Every
AMI
fight
fights.
by finish, actually. Including his 2 AMI fights as well. So this should be a fun fight. What do you think about our boy Art? He's trying to Alex Pereira.
Yep, and he's already called him out. Already talked trash. I mean, they're setting it up. I mean, there's another guy coming, and it's kind of cool. I love this chasing thing. I love it, especially because this is a guy who's actually beat Poatan.
Yeah, well, according to Poatan, he didn't. This is what I find funny. Izzy never really seemed to get under the skin of Poatan. He would always kind of have like, I kind of like Izzy. I want to train with him, yada, yada, yada. It's more been always on Izzy's side of the rivalry, I feel like, at least especially as of late. Whenever Artem came out and called him out, he's like, no, dude, you didn't even beat me. Glory gave you that fight because they knew I was leaving. Like, he actually gave like a kind of like a pissed response. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's already kind of
their kind of beef goes kind of, I think, beyond Izzy's. I think Izzy's and Poatan is like, it's super hyper competitiveness.
Yes.
I think Vakhtov, obviously it's competitive, but it's to the point where it's like, it's personal to me.
Yes.
To fight you now.
Yeah. Which I love that.
I love that shit.
Love that
a
shit.
Russian too, dude. A fucking
Russian dude. Oh, an incredible kickboxer. I'm very curious to see how he does, man. Because
the transition, right?
If they want to give him the Poatan build up, they could.
Oh, dude, especially at 205, it's gonna take maybe 3 fights.
It would be even, dude. We literally said, and the fact that we called that shit was just hilarious. We said 3 fights on the.
Did he fight some random 205er? Maybe another one.
So he's just gonna do,
and then he's gonna fight fucking Bogdan Guskov,
all right, look at me,
or Alonzo Menefield.
Look at me. Put the camera on me. I feel like I'm Luke on. Put the camera on me. Look at me. He's gonna knock out a unranked light heavyweight. He's going to fight Dustin Jacoby. Maybe he will beat him. He will then face Jamal Hill, and he will beat him, and then he will fight Alex Pereira.
They're literally gonna do some shit like that.
Yeah. That's it. That's all he needs. We said on the show, whenever Poatan got signed, it's like, all right, he's going to fight 2 unranked guys and then fight Uriah Hall. The only thing is, we had to switch. We were wrong. It was fucking Sean Strickland instead of Uriah Hall.
And he knocked the fuck out of Sean Strickland.
He did. And I don't know how good this guy will transition to MMA based on what we've seen.
Also, he has way less fights than
Correct.
Poatan. Poatan actually had like a few more coming into you. So.
Correct. Based on what we've seen, though, this guy seems like he's the real deal.
Also, he had fucking Glover as his coach.
Exactly. And I don't know who the
It's
fuck
a match made heaven.
I don't know who the fuck is training this guy.
Does it say it on his... If you go to his Tapology, it probably say it. Let's see real quick. Artem Vakhtov.
Yeah, this is the real Artem.
33 years old. Also younger than Poatan. He's only 6'1".
The Kuzbas
Muay Thai Federation. Probably might be inaccurate, but nevertheless.
Yeah, it says there's no staff here. And the 2 guys he's with are not very well known. So there you go.
By the way, speaking about Muay Thai, you see Yuri's out at one of the Muay Thai gyms?
No, I didn't.
And people were like, oh my God, he's got his hands up. He's got his hands up. You already know how people are.
Oh, Jesus.
How people are.
Yeah, dude. Like, whenever, in hindsight, it's one of those things.
Yo, respect, though. You're already training, though. You're already out in Thailand training, bro.
He's a dog, dude.
Love that guy.
He felt bad for himself. He's like, maybe if I can't improve,
he was like, fuck that. I'm going to rise
I will
again.
not come back. And then he's back training a week later. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, Yuri.
Fucking warrior, dude.
What a dog. You know he's not a dog, Angel. You know who's not? You know who is losing his dog card over the last year? He's gonna piss off people because anytime I say some shit about this, there's always somebody comes at me in our comment section. Canelo Alvarez is losing his dog card. I don't know how you feel about it. Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight. Well, let me rephrase. Was in talks to fight Chris Eubank Jr. Apparently, he was the leader, and there were rumors that would happen in the UK. The other guy in the running was Edgar Berlanga for a fight in Las Vegas, which I came on the show and said might even be worse than Eubank. It's kind of a toss-up. Both of them suck. Let me be clear here. Not the boxers, just the fights. You know, like. But look, man. He's fighting. It's official. Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Angel, if that fires you up. September 14th
That
in
is
Las
kind of
Vegas.
fun.
Going head-to-head with the Las Vegas Sphere card, which is one of the worst decisions I've seen in a long time. With this fight, too. I mean, good Lord. What do you make of it?
It's a fight. It's a fight.
All right, so next up, we have Nick Diaz. No. Look, I've run out of words. Because, look, dude, if you're not somebody who thinks that can... Here's the thing, right?
I'll say, I think this was a mistake.
I could understand Munguia.
Also, I just don't think
get
Berlanga is there. Yeah.
He's not. His best win is Steve Rolls. That's not a joke. I've said it on the show. His best win is Steve fucking Rolls, dude. And Edgar Berlanga, dude, I really don't hate the guy. I don't hate the kid. But this is a terrible fight, especially. Apparently, this one may not even be for his titles because apparently some of the commissions, I think it was like WBC, WBA, were like, we're not going to sanction this fight. It may just be the IBF, I believe. Something like that. Like, it's a terrible fight. And the fact they're going head-to-head with the UFC is just mind-boggling. I could understand.
Does Canelo have any mandatories outside of
Benavidez? No, I don't think so. Well,
really?
And there was William Scroll.
What the fuck is
we
that?
talked
guy?
about this. We talked about this. This guy is like 10-0, I think. And not very well known. He was like a mandatory.
From like
and
some
then,
small country?
yeah, Canelo got like he was allowed to not fight him or something.
Or pay it.
Yeah. So and then other than that, it's Benavidez has been his WBC mandatory for 2 years. So I don't know what to say about it. It's so disappointing, man. This is a guy that was on trajectory to become one of the GOATs, in my opinion. I really believe that. I firmly believe that.
Still couldn't be.
He still could be.
But he is one of the greats.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, well, let me rephrase. I'm talking about like top 10 conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like you see who fought and Makabu. He's talking about fighting Usyk at heavyweight and doing crazy shit, and then he had the loss to Beefall, and all that shit went away. And that sucks because I really think he can still do. And I don't even think he might even beat David Benavidez. He very well might. I think that's not even a bad style matchup for him. It's just he will not take the fight. And I could get Munguia because Munguia, it's literally Cinco de Mayo. Vegas, big fight. Guy was 44-0, had knocked out John Ryder, but Edgar Berlanga doesn't have any of that. Even if you were fighting Eubank Jr., I could be like, all right, former champion in 2 different weight classes. If you're fighting in the UK, you've never fought in the UK before, sure, it's a money grab, but I don't hate it as much as like what do I get? I get nothing from this fight. Edgar Berlanga,
You're just getting blue balled.
I'm getting blue balled. You know what I mean? And they throw out Eubank Jr. out there. I'm like, man, I could at least he's a former champion for fuck's sake. And god damn, this is a terrible fight. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say about it. Man, just devastating, bro. Just downright devastating. I'm gonna go and pull up before we move on. I do want to see who Edgar Berlanga fought last. I cannot remember. It was not Steve Rolls. I just like to joke around about that. But he's 22-0. Padraig McQuarrie in February knocked him out. Before that, he beat Jason Quigley.
In the Hulu theater, bro. That's where the PFL has their shows.
Yep. And then before that, he defeated 40-year-old Romer Angulo, and he decisioned Steve Rolls. Yes, he decisioned Steve. That's the same Steve Rolls.
Look, he's had the proper lead up as a young guy into his fight career, but it's like, this is not next. How old is he anyways?
He's young, man. He's 27 out of Brooklyn.
I mean, he's at the right time, but it's like, this should be the time where he's transitioning to those higher echelon guys, maybe potentially setting himself for that big payday, big fight. It's not Canelo next. Granted, hey, man, go out there and shine, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, in the case of him, it's like...
I feel like the only bad thing is if he gets like a systematic beating from Canelo.
I mean, I thought Munguia like had like the kind of like the good outcome. You know what I mean? Like he was winning the fight until he got dropped in the 4th. He had moments, you know what I mean? I don't think that's gonna happen for Edgar Berlanga. I really think Munguia, that fight could have been made 2 years from now, and like he'd had a legitimate chance of winning. Like I think he's a good guy who just got pushed too soon. I just don't think Edgar Berlanga has the juice. You know, that's part of it. So that's just me though. We'll see what happens. Maybe he'll pull off an upset. Yeah, we'll see.
Crazy things have happened.
Correct. This fight's not happening. Nick Diaz. We talked about his return, which is actually supposed to be in let me double check. A week from now? Yeah, a week from now. Supposed to fight in Abu Dhabi.
That was supposed to be next week.
Yeah, next week in
Abu Dhabi is next week, or are we having a week off?
I believe it's next week. Are we taking a week off? No, we are not.
Oh my fucking God.
No weeks off.
We are blessed.
No weeks off.
Highly favored. Blessed. Highly favored.
Blessed. Highly favored. No Diddy. Anyways, so Nick Diaz.
Hey, yo, David Diddy, you Diddy party getting fucked. That's
Bill, he's not waking up, Bill. Bill, fuck the boxing bullshit. Bill, he's not waking up. He's your son. He's your son, Bill. Like just, yeah, man. That's what would happen here. Thankfully, this fight's not happening. Nick Diaz not fighting Vicente Luque. Was supposed to happen UC Abu Dhabi next week. Fight's been canceled due to travel issues. Was the official reason given. You know,
we've heard a few rumors.
Yeah, the rumor is he just didn't want to go to Abu Dhabi. I've heard other rumors that he was not ready for this fight. From Jake Shields, who said that on the Jackson podcast. Good. That's all I have to say about this. Good. I mean, I'm not opposed to Nick Diaz fighting. I am opposed to this fight.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this one.
Yeah.
Opponent. I mean, I was gonna watch it, but I wasn't gonna favor Nick Diaz in this one. Sadly,
no, not even close. So, Luque not staying on the card. Apparently, they're keeping this matchup together, which is
they're just moving it.
Yeah.
You have a date potentially?
The rumor that I heard was
the Sphere
307.
So New York?
I think so. No, that'd be Salt Lake City.
Which they don't even have a main event for that yet, right?
No, and that's a card that's going to be.
What's the rumored main event for that? Did we know?
Max and Ilya.
Oh, okay.
The rumor is they went Sean at the Spear and they went Max and Ilya the next month at Salt Lake City, and they're also going to have Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena, the co-main event. However, they could also run Nick Diaz, Luque at the Sphere, and that'd be a huge fight to add to it. So I get it both ways. I more than likely, I think they're going to throw him on the Sphere card. I think they can use all the juice.
Yeah,
and
why not, right? Because it's going to cost them so much. So
yeah, exactly. And hey, man, Nick Diaz is he's Mexican, right? Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, so
He fights like a Mexican.
he does.
You remember this, dude? You don't got to be Mexican.
I know. I'm just joking.
But if you fight like one,
you got the honorary card, right? You know. So
I told you, dude, Max Holloway was going to represent Mexico if he fought at the Sphere.
Damn straight, dude.
Walk
Hell
out with
yeah.
the Hawaiian flag and the Mexican flag.
Shit would go mad hard, dude.
Right?
And man, fuck Elite Boy. He thinks because he's Spanish, he can go ahead and that fucking.
We don't got to get into this.
I know we're not gonna get into it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm at Josh Evanoff on Twitter. He's at Angel Ortega _01 at Courtside Sound for all things relating to the show. If you guys enjoyed this episode, we'll be back next week with a recap of UFC 303. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and Buck Grease.